Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Game of the Week here at the Cybar Lounge. I'm Stu. Joining me today, I got Michael Bone and Maggie Bone.
Hey!
Hi guys. We're taking a look at Mega Man X today. And Michael, this is the game that you chose to bring along and you're going to be running us through.
Yes sir.
I'm going to be doing all of the game playing so I can focus on getting mad points or whatever it is you do in this game. I don't remember. Actually, I remember.
I'll be doing all of the drinking.
I remember all of it.
This is some fish.
Are you ready for me to slap some Mega Man X information over this?
Go for it. I'm going to slap some Mega Man X on these robots.
Fantastic. Well, the Western title Mega Man X is known in Japan as Rockman X. And it was first published in Japan on December 17, 1993, and was also released in both North America and Europe the following year. It was developed by Capcom for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, and it was the first Mega Man game for the 16-bit console and a spin-off of the original Mega Man series that began on the SNES's predecessor, the NES. With the transition to more advanced gaming hardware, series artists explained that the development of Mega Man X involved reinventing Mega Man through gameplay expansion and a more mature storyline while still maintaining the basic concepts on which the franchise was built. Much like the NES Mega Man games that came before it, Mega Man X is a standard action platform game where the player takes control of the opponent's character and must complete a set of 8 initial stages in any order desired. Defeating the boss of these stages grants the player one new weapon that can thereafter be toggled and used at will for the remainder of the game. However, Mega Man X adds a number of new features and makes radical changes to the original gameplay mechanics of previous releases in the series. These include allowing the player to dash along the ground, scale walls, and obtain armor attachments which grant special abilities.
I don't mean to interrupt here, but this opening level was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. You have flying bees, you have walking eyes, you're shooting things constantly, and then you get to like...
Everything's a little terrifying for me who's just seen this game for the first time.
Don't be afraid. You're a strong robot. You're so much stronger than all these other shitty robots.
Well, it certainly seems so, yeah.
My favorite thing about the opening level of this game was it really introduced you to the mechanics of it. Like, they never just threw something at you that you didn't know how to handle. Like, they showed you one enemy and how to beat that enemy and how to dodge these attacks. And then it showed you another enemy and how to do the same with that. And then they threw both at you at the same time.
Well, and after that first initial giant bee, where the road crashes down and you have to jump back up. I mean, that was teaching you how to use the new wall jump mechanic that was first introduced in this game. So it was just instead of a tutorial, it all just threw it into the opening level, which is smart.
Yeah, like all the changes to the gameplay mechanics that I just said, they throw them all at you in the opening stage so that you're not caught by surprise. You're like, oh, what do I do? And then you sit in that one place for an hour not knowing what to do.
And then this guy,
I was gonna say.
Vile, he messes you up.
He sure does.
And I don't know why I even try to fight, but I always am like, well, maybe you can actually win, right? There's no winning.
That would have been kind of cool if they did like a secret Easter egg where...
You told me not to be afraid and you lied.
Yeah.
This guy, you should be afraid right now.
Yeah, another thing to make you more afraid is that in the game's code they actually made it so you can't beat him the first time. This always happens. And it was scripted to do so. It doesn't matter how good you are at this game.
Just like keep you in your place, you know.
Yeah.
You just beat all these other guys, they just want you.
But whenever you fight him later in the game, this opening scene actually prepared you for it. Because you're ready for all of his attacks, so if you keep him in the back of your mind throughout the game, whenever you get him, you're just like, yeah!
Plus he looks like a purple Boba Fett. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So there's introduction to Zero. I think this is one of the very first Mega Man titles that had like a plot and a story. And this is sort of your mentor, the leader of a renegade group of robot hunters.
Yeah, I actually have the actual plot of this entire game on here.
Awesome. Go for it. Walk us through.
Alright, just these roadmap arrows. The plot of the game follows the protagonist Mega Man X, which you just saw gameplay with, an android member of a military task force called the Maverick Hunters. With the help of his partner Zero, X must thwart the plans of Sigma, a powerful Maverick leader wishing to bring about human extinction. Taking place a century after the original Mega Man series, Mega Man X is set in a futuristic world populated by both humans and Reploids, which are robots capable of thinking, feeling, and growing like their human creators. And due to these complex attributes, many Reploids are prone to destructive, criminal activity and are thereafter referred to as Mavericks.
Speaking of Reploids, I was talking to Maggie about this yesterday, but did you see the interview about the android? In some technology magazine somewhere this week?
No.
It's terrifying.
So there's this super smart scientist lady, and she built the first, I guess, adapted AI cyborg type interface. And what this thing can do is it can carry on a conversation, and it's getting super close to like passing the Turing test, which is if you're talking to a robot but you can't tell the difference between it and a human, then it passes the test. So in order to, I guess, publicize this, she set up an interview with a technology magazine or website or something. And basically the reporter asked something about if the cyborg ever thought about, I guess it's not cyborg, it'd be an android. If it ever thought about, you know, what would happen if a Terminator-like scenario were to happen and the robots were to take over.
Yeah.
And the android said basically that it gets asked that question a lot and thinks it's kind of funny, but not to worry about it because it would remember its friends and that it would treat its friends nicely on its people farm if that were to ever happen.
The android itself said that, like, quote unquote.
It said the
Use
words people
farm.
Nice.
So, we're all going to be enslaved by
But
robots
you said it
eventually.
was supposed to be a joke, right? Like
Yeah, I think
the android's supposed to be able to joke, but
like,
That's pretty morbid, horrifying joke, though.
yeah. Well, and is it a joke?
We'll have to watch that
Foreboding.
interview. Hopefully they give the android a tone of voice and different forms of speaking so you can tell when it's joking or not.
well, see, that's like I just read it. Like I don't know, I didn't see a video attached or anything like that. So just I had to read those words. No inflection.
The Mayans were wrong, it's not 2012. We here now, developing things that are going to inevitably joke about killing us.
Well, and did they just tell everyone in the article that it was a joke afterwards so that they wouldn't be alarmed?
I can't remember exactly. I don't think that it made specific mention to it being a joke. I think that's sort of how it wrapped up the interview, and there wasn't much after that.
When they were writing it on the interview, they were probably just like, we should probably throw in a little bit of humor in there just so people aren't horrified at this monstrosity that we just created that's going to inevitably enslave everyone.
So I just got the first little armor upgrade, which is these dash boots. I think there's 4 or 5 armor upgrades throughout the game. That was another big difference in the X titles, was actually upgrading Mega Man's suit as opposed to just getting new weapons.
Yeah, if I'm correct, there's an armor upgrade for every piece of armor, and like the boots is the only thing that gives you a new ability. I think the other ones give you certain resistances to like fire and stuff like that.
There's the like actual breastplate armor upgrade, and that I think it cuts all damage by 25 or 50%. And then there's the helmet upgrade, which it allows you to like headbutt through blocks and stuff. And then there's an upgrade for the Buster Cannon, which unlocks a whole other set of moves with each of the Robot Master's weapons you get.
And they're all hidden, right? Like they're not just introduced to you.
Yeah, the speed dash is the only one that really they kind of lay out for you.
Yeah, I guess it's another example of them just introducing things to you early in the game. That's the only one that's not hidden. You kind of need to get all of them, like look up where they are and find them by sheer luck. It's a very difficult game.
Break through your stuff, come on. I need to shoot you in your penguin face.
I think this is the first early game that I've ever played where the bosses...
As opposed to its other face.
The bosses actually seem to have cognitive thinking. Well, if you think you figured out the pattern and then they jump over, like hit you with a new attack. It always happens right before you're about to die.
That's unfortunate. I got it this time though. Don't you worry.
Would you like me to spread out some of the trivia?
Need some courage.
Yeah, lay down some hot knowledge while I lay down some hot plasma fire.
Well, one of the producers of this game, actually, Kaiji Inafune, was the executive producer of the PlayStation 2 release of Resident Evil 4. And, as well as the unaccredited executive producer of Resident Evil 5. The website I got that fact from just kind of said unaccredited. It didn't really imply how you could not give credit to the executive producer of the game. So, however, they went about doing that. And, this game once went under the title Super Mega Man rather than Mega Man X during development, and was also meant to include a save function opposed to the ever so annoying password function that we know today. And since we just got introduced to Zero, another fun fact was he was originally supposed to be the main character, but it was changed during development because Capcom thought that Zero's radically different character design would upset Mega Man fans.
Well, they did later add him as a playable character in the later X games. And he had like a phase blade and some different movesets. Come on, man.
Wow.
Come on. Let's get serious here. What's happening?
You said you had it.
Another fact about Zero was Mega Man X5 was supposed to be his last appearance in any Mega Man game, but the fans again loved him so much that he was brought back in later installments, just with different fighting styles. And at that point, he already died 3 times in other games.
Yep, this is one of them.
He dies in this game?
The, I guess, first level of Sigma's Fortress. He jumps on Vile's back and blows up his giant robot mech to save you. And give you all of its power and fight Vile one-on-one.
If I ask you stupid questions at any point during this, just remember, off camera I told you I haven't played it in a long time, so...
There are no stupid questions. I mean, I keep wondering
That's just something that teachers tell you in public school, so that you'll ask stupid questions they can laugh about in the teacher's lounge later.
Shit, maybe that's not true.
Probably is. I don't actually know that as a fact.
It's not that great.
Okay, so the whole time you were going through this, like the first 2 times, I was wondering why you were spending most of the time jumping up the wall, but it basically is better if you stay on the ground.
Well, it depends where... Like, if he gets you in a corner and he blows his ice thing and creates the penguins, usually he jumps up and causes the snowstorm, which blows you across. He was doing some weird stuff this time.
Are you privy to?
No.
The things you do when you're fighting bosses all depend on your health level. Maggie, these are strats. You gotta know.
Well, exactly. Before I play the game, I want to know. Is it better if I jump up the walls?
Yes.
Majority of the time, because a lot of bosses throw things at you on the ground, so you gotta...
But now I've started the cycle. Now that I have a weapon, I can go through and each boss has a weakness to another boss's weapon. So now that I have one, I'll just go through the chain, work my way up, and they're pretty easy.
Which they also probably did as a way of making the game seem longer. Because the video game console this game was released on doesn't really have a lot of storage space. And since you can fight all the bosses whenever you want, and like you said, some are never weak to other bosses' weapons, you gotta find which one you choose. So you gotta fight through the bosses a couple times just to see how to not die.
Yeah.
One thing that I thought was really interesting was I said Rockman was Mega Man's Japanese name in its release over there, and it website said it was a clear reference to music, along with blues, roll, bass / forte, and many other musically inspired names like in the bosses. And it was also a reference to the game Rock, Paper, Scissors, because Capcom liked the way that the boss robots were weak to each other's weapons. So
That's really cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
Man, shedding some knowledge.
So that's why the Japanese release is Rockman.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I knew the reference to music, but I didn't know the rock, paper, scissors part. There's actually one of them, I think it's Mega Man 5 or 6, that all of the bosses are named after members of Guns N' Roses.
Yeah,
It's,
I read that.
I think there's like Slash Man and things like that.
I know that in a different video game title, it was the Mario games. Whenever they first introduced the Koopalings, which were supposedly Bowser's children, which it was later found out that they're not. They're just coincidentally enough the exact same character model. And they have no explanation where they came from, so they're definitely children. But
illegitimate, so they didn't want to own up to it.
they're all named after a band, or members of the band, although I don't remember the people in specific names or the band. But, that's something you want to look at.
Yeah, look that up in your free time.
If you do a Mario game at some point in the future, or if we do.
Oh, we will.
Yeah, we will.
If I'm on it, we will.
Yeah.
Just remember there's Wendy and Ludwig are the two that I know.
I think it was in the Japanese release again, where they changed the names to it was something music related, but whenever it got released in North America, they had to change the names of the Koopalings due to copyright issues. So the Japanese get all the cool references, and we get the just names that someone thought up of just randomly out of nowhere.
This is when the light birds become real dicks.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If I die around the light birds,
That
furious.
always happens. Every time you
Yeah?
say it. Before you even finish the sentence, it always happens. Whatever you were talking about happens.
Freaking light birds.
Maggie, I'm just absolutely appalled at you just want to go right in front of you. Still keep it safe from everyone. It's all good.
I'm just gonna skip all these turrets. Seems like a good idea.
So towards the end of the video, do you want to do something a little different when I look up to get the password for the boss battle? Just get let the viewers get a little taste of that.
Sure. I'm up for sucking against Sigma.
thought that was me moving, but...
No, it's dodge.
It's dodge telling you that you're moving.
And then he's
pissed
not
about
okay
it.
with it.
He really just... Well, I mean, like, the upper half of his body, like his legs, are slightly underneath me, so I can see how that would cause some discomfort.
Yeah, but... Come on.
He was probably off frame, so he didn't know what it was. Just talking about something.
No, I've showed his face.
Yeah, plus they're probably used to it if they've seen any other of these videos.
Should have looked up facts about the composing of the music. But I think this is the only like older video game that music I genuinely enjoyed. It doesn't really seem repetitive either, so it doesn't drive me crazy.
Like, a lot of people make the argument that Mega Man 2 has the best music. I'd counter with this game. The music in it is so good.
Their passwords are pretty straightforward. You'll find them laid out in a matrix of 3x4.
Whoops.
Yeah. Have to do that whole level.
It's my favorite
Rough.
thing about this game. Die right before the boss and don't hit that checkpoint.
I guess I could just wait for that password and we can take a look at the boss. One of the other cool things that it took me a couple of times playing through this game to notice, but after you beat certain robot masters, it'll alter other levels. So, like if you beat Chill Penguin, when you go into the flame level, all of the lava at the bottom of the level will be frozen over. And so it makes it a lot easier to like go underneath all of the obstacles that if you did that level first, you couldn't take that route.
Cool.
Because there was lava. Lava's bad news.
Another thing they incorporated to probably make the game seem longer.
So it'll only alter one other level?
Usually it, and there's only a couple that it happens to. I think one is the flame level being put out by that, and then...
So you kind of have to look them up before you do it. Because otherwise you wouldn't know.
Or just, I mean, back then it was just customary to play games over and over again.
Well, I do it anyways. Not even back then, just now.
A lot of games like this, actually, if you buy like a... You could just buy the game itself, but for like a couple bucks more, however much it was, you could buy like the pack where it came with a game guide.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's very different. Those were the good old days.
Game manuals. Game manuals?
I mean, I know I'm young, but I still
I have
appreciate
some.
all that stuff.
For my Zelda games.
Yeah, I still have all of those too.
And I've played it so many times that I don't need it for anything anymore, but it's really pretty to look at. The Ocarina of Time one?
I've beaten Ocarina of Time like the better part of like 10 times, and honestly, I still need the game guide for the Water Temple. I don't care how many times I beat it, how many people come up to me and say, "Oh, you need a guide for the Water Temple."
Oh, the Water Temple. I toughed it through last time, but I usually cheat there.
A couple of people have actually come up to me while we were sitting in conversation and were just like, "Oh, you need a guide for the Water Temple? It's the easiest one in my opinion." I'm like, "Oh, you just want to seem better than me at a video game, but I guarantee you,
You're a liar.
you probably are." Alright, well I got the passcode for Sigma Stage 1, so whenever you want to do that, just...
Yeah, this run goes.
He's real creepy. I like how his eyes are going off in like opposite directions. Or what are clearly supposed to be eyes.
Dead robot eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, he's gone now.
Good, thanks for taking care of that.
You'll never have to see that face again.
Unless I die.
You can sleep well. Oh, is that the mini-boss of this stage?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You may have to see that face again, because I lied to you.
I'll just leave the room. Can't have
There was a point a number of years ago that I debated playing this game so much that I would like start doing like actual speedrunning attempts at it, trying to get through as quickly as possible, like learning all the exploits and just going, not dealing with these fuckers. But that was short-lived because I looked online, and people that do that kind of shit do it really good.
Yeah.
I try not to watch speedrun videos because they just make me rethink my entire stance on looking into those kind of video games. Because in the back of my mind, whenever I play a game I've seen a speedrun video of, I'm just like, well, I'm garbage at this game.
I don't love it anywhere near as much as this person, so what's the point?
I thought I was good before, but now I know I'm actually pretty awful.
I love your tactic to playing this game.
I drink in the free time. And just so you know, I'm gonna die right now. Like, intentionally. There's a strategy involved.
Look at that checkpoint, now we got full health.
And full weapon power.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
Time to get a new weapon.
I believe in you. Just think of Shia LaBeouf the entire time you're doing this.
I mean, I think of Shia LaBeouf pretty much all the time. Anyways,
Just do it.
I watch that video like probably about 10 times a day. It really fuels me. You know, Shia LaBeouf, if you're watching this, you're pretty good at recovering from mental breakdowns and making some inspirational shit.
Shia LaBeouf is not watching this.
Hey, someday.
He might.
You don't know.
Maybe he's a huge fan of Mega Man X gameplay podcast.
I was gonna say that video itself was unpredictable. Maybe this is what he likes to do in his downtime.
That's what I like to do in my downtime. Make inspirational videos and watch Mega Man X playthroughs.
I just want to point out that I was untouched in that last little bit.
That was pretty nice.
I think we'll do this one last one and then jump in the boss thing and get killed once just to show how ridiculous it is.
Alright.
When you fight this guy with the right weapon, he does something really funny. Maybe it's not that funny, it's kind of funny.
I hope you're accustomed with how to use all the weapons and power-ups there, because I believe if you put in the code and skip to the boss stage, you get all of the weapons.
Well, I'm custom.
Don't you worry about that.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you, friend.
Let me tell you. Been playing Mega Man X since Mega Man was born. That's spooky.
That was essentially one of this game's E-tanks. As you play through, and when you're at full health and you pick up a health recharge pickup like those up there, it'll fill up one of those E-tanks. You can use them in the midst of battle. As opposed to older Mega Man games, as soon as you picked up an E-tank, it just got added to your inventory and you can use it whenever. These you keep all four of them, but you can empty them out and refill them indefinitely.
Alright, so I got one last piece of Mega Man X, or just Mega Man in general, trivia, and then I am just absolutely up to say. I'll tell you.
We can break out my Mega Man X fan fiction.
Yeah.
It gets
Video
real.
game fan fiction is the best.
It gets real. Erotic is such a broad term, but
You getting sexual in you?
there's some lust going on.
Yeah. Sexual is just such an ugly word.
Between who?
Mega Man X.
Robots. I mean, look at how many robots there are here.
Look at that guy. You couldn't imagine that robot pummeler thing just bumping uglies and the bats. You know what I'm saying?
You could have just stuck with pummeling. I mean, that was a good attitude to feel. For her.
I love that picture video.
Good.
Sexual is just such an ugly word for something so beautiful and just artful.
Oh,
I prefer zesty, if you will.
I will.
Fun packs for the whole family. Sound like we describe it. Yeah, last piece of trivia until I'm out of things to say, and then everything I'll basically when the PSP came out, Capcom was originally going to work on Mega Man X9, but after the lukewarm reception of previous X-series installments following the original Mega Man X, they decided to take Mega Man Maverick Hunter X instead for the PSP installments. You like that? Lukewarm?
lukewarm.
Put that as given myself.
Did they really get up to X9? Or X8?
I believe so. Video game franchises are known for just kind of skipping numbers, just like a little haha. I mean, there might have been like a couple Mega Man X, whatever number, and then like some other games that went by different titles that they just said was the next Mega Man X installment.
I just shocked his armor off, right off of his stupid face. That's pretty funny.
Is that the thing that's funny?
Yeah.
You had not a lot of health when
I
you
mean,
got
it
in
wasn't bad, but...
You didn't have a lot of health when you got in there, but I'm
Look what
impressed
happened.
that you shocked his armor right off.
I'm about to do it again.
That stupid mole, whatever thing.
He got you anyway, though.
That's okay.
He doesn't even need that armor.
It's all about the experience, man. Once you shock its armor off, that's all you need to just get the pleasure out of the game. Because, what else do you do? Why beat the game itself and kill the boss when you could just knock the armor off this stupid mole's face? Spinning itself. Not today, Mega Man says. Ooh, half health.
I'll drink to that. I wonder if I can enter a password from here without restarting this.
I think you may have to. I don't remember the level select interface, but I'm pretty sure it's on the screen before. Oh, no, that was showing the password.
Alright. Hopefully this doesn't interrupt the game capturing. If it does, well, sorry, I'll add it in to the end of the video. Hello, welcome back to what is moments later for you, but several days later for us. We're taking a look at the final level of Mega Man X, going up against Sigma and his thousands of forms. It took us a little while to get through his prior fortress stages. We didn't want to bore you with the details, but there's a lot of death, a lot of screaming at screens, and a lot of heartache.
PTSD flashbacks.
But we're finally here. I'm joined once again by Michael Bone, Maggie Bone, the Bones, and I'm Stuart. Let's jump in, shall we?
We shall.
Go time. I should have just looked
Don't let him down.
straight into the camera when I said go time, but I didn't. So.
Opportunity missed.
Well, now we gotta redo this entire thing. God, such
It's a lot of jumping.
Super tension building. You're just climbing up.
Yeah.
Oh, and I forgot he has his dog too. I don't remember what the dog's weakness is.
Oh, you just can't cheat. Gotta figure it
damn
out.
it.
Right
Okay.
when I was reaching for my phone. That's crazy.
Okay. I think it's homing missile.
Let us down.
Oh my god.
I'm not sure
I
it's
feel like
homing
with
missile.
how fast you move, it would probably be your best bet.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's not that. It's not rolling shield. Is it flame? It's not that either.
Well, now we won't know. So you spend about 5 minutes jumping up this wall again. But that's good. It gives you time to think about
What I just did.
what you just did. Maybe what you should try next time.
I think I remember. I think it's tornado. Also, I mean, I've exhausted half the options.
Just
so
think about what would defeat dodge.
most things. I feel like.
He's as speedy as that dog. He's more speedy than that dog.
Yeah, but he hasn't been blowing fire out of his mouth lately, so it's not tornado.
Is it anything?
Yeah, it's ice. Okay. I know what needs to be done now. Got all my E-tanks.
Third time the charm.
Got enough ice to deal. I'm gonna make this work. I know you guys both believe in me.
I do.
I can feel it.
Can you?
Is that what you're feeling?
One of you, I must admit, it feels like it's wavering. And I personally don't appreciate it.
I don't appreciate it.
Supportive girlfriend.
Alright, buddy.
I believe in you. Yeah, where's your wavering mistrust now?
I take it back. I was mistaken. That was my bad.
Alright, so now we move on to actual Sigma. He's going to use a lightsaber. And that's a real bitch move. Because I don't get a lightsaber. See? Throws off his cape. Ignites.
He's about to get down to business.
He's ready to do things.
I feel like his reaction time is way slower than his dog, though.
Yeah. I don't know if I have one more hit left or not. I'm gonna go ahead and use it. It's probably a bad move.
Don't put yourself down.
Okay. And now he blows up. You think he's done. You're like, yeah, beat Mega Man X. No. No,
Well, you just ruined that for me, so...
You gotta fight his head. In this thing.
jazz hands.
And frankly, I do not know that I can do this.
I believe you so.
I think this might be the end of the line, friends.
Give it your best go. Don't give up yet.
Game.
Oh man.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
No. It's not gonna work out this time. Dunskies. So that's Sigma. And that is his last form, and when you beat that, then you get to see the cool credits, and that's pretty cool. But that's not gonna be here on this video today.
That could be a surprise for you at home.
Yeah. You know, I'm not gonna give away the ending. That's not my place.
You must be
And also,
crazy.
I don't have the skills. I'm just gonna fall down this pit. So that was our look at Mega Man X here at Cybar Lounge's Game of the Week. I'd like to thank my guests, Maggie and Mike. Mike for hosting with all the trivia knowledge. Any closing thoughts?
I already exhausted all my trivia knowledge.
This doesn't have to be about Mega Man X trivia. It could
No,
be just about like life lessons.
Like how you feel about what just happened.
How playing this game as a kid influenced how you treat, bullies. Just like
I feel like playing this game as a kid is responsible for about 95% of my problems as an adult. So, I don't really have any.
it sounds like a ringing endorsement.
Yeah. And also incredibly untrue.
It was a good game, I just have flashbacks to...
You had feelings like this that Stuart's experiencing right now a lot.
I still do.
Feelings of defeat and worthlessness.
It's a real self-esteem booster.
And hatred for...
These guys always creep me
this
out.
game.
Look at them. They're all just down here. They look like little mealworms or...
Alright. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Are you...
Check out all our other videos. Check out Ambrosia and see how to make our super cool drink that feeds 4. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.